And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. Of course, a Monday, brand new week of shows at KKTC True Country 99.9. And of course, out there, hightidecountry.net and live right now, powered by the Sports Guys podcast.com. If you missed the interview earlier today, one of the hottest country artists we put up there, Zach Top, came on the show, bringing back that 90s country sound. We talked to Zach over the past few days. And of course, his single, Sounds Like the Radio, is across all the digital platforms out there, the most added song at country radio back during the first couple of weeks of January. We're presented by our friends over at the CadenGordonShow.com, today's best country mix. And, of course, out there, Bangtail Whiskey, Bangtail.com. Get your order in right now. Pleased to welcome in my featured artist of the day, also presented by Jewelry by Tommy, a brand new sponsor out there, too. He's got a new single out there. And, of course, I call it a single, but it's got 3 songs attached to it, too. Called Everything. He's going to display some new stuff for us today. Pepper Brooks to the show. Pepper, what's up, man?
Hey, man, just hanging out here in Spring Hill, Tennessee.
I'll be there in a matter of days as a countdown to country radio seminars on there February 28th to March 1st.
Oh, yeah. I'll see you out there.
I'll see you out there.
I don't know what time I'm playing yet. They haven't told me my time slots, but I'm playing Wednesday and Thursday, so I'll have 2 spots.
You got to text me. We got to come out to a show and have a little fun there too. Of course, we may have a pretty good announcement of our own. Speaking of live broadcast, I'm working on, but more on that coming up this week too. Well, I tell you what, man, I love your story because you were talking a little bit before the show. It's hard for someone to walk into this industry and to do what you love. Sometimes has to take a back seat to what you have to do to pay the bills and things like that. But 2021, talk about this story. You got a chance to quit.
So I had been I've been doing music for a couple of years, and in April of 21, I actually had got COVID. COVID was still going crazy. So, and I was in sales, working sales at a car dealership, and you get paid monthly there. So if you have a really bad month, it messes up your averages. So my manager was really cool. He's like, "Hey man, look, you got COVID. Instead of just taking the 20 to 10 days, 14 days off, it's right in the middle of the month. Why don't you just take the rest of the month off? We'll just wipe this month off your average, and we'll start over again in May. We'll pay your salary. You'll be good. You won't have to, won't make your bonuses and all, but, it won't mess your numbers up, overall." So I had 20 days at the end of April, and I've been doing music probably about maybe 1, sometimes 2 shows a week.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? I've got this free time on my hands. I'm going to just really pound the pavement and see how many shows I can book for May, June, and July. Mm-hmm. Ended up with about 20 to 25 shows per month. And I realized just in what the venues were paying me, I was going to make what I was averaging in car sales. Mm-hmm. And I was like, if I'm going to make part-time what I'm making full-time, it's time to quit the full-time and do my part-time full-time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I took that leap of faith and told my boss about a week later, I was like, "Hey man, I ain't coming back. I'm going to chase this dream of music, and that's what I'm going to do." I've been doing it ever since. I haven't officially went back to work for anybody. I've been working for me since then. So almost 3-year anniversary of that. So I'm excited. And back in August of this year, moved from Alabama up to just south of Nashville to just get a little bit deeper in this, and just since being here, it's been overwhelmingly awesome. I think the hard work and the work ethic that I have has really helped me get out there. I've talked to a lot of people who've been here for years, and some of them aren't where they want to be. And I'm not going to tell them this, but I've seen that they're just not consistent. It's the consistency that pays off. It's practice, and just keep getting out there and doing as many live rounds anywhere I can play, because you just never know who's sitting in the audience. I've had people walk up to me at a show. Kane Brown's manager came up to me, was talking to me after a show, had no idea who Martha Earls was. And then she's like, Kane Brown, right? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, I manage him. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where I've learned too that the people that are already at that level that I want to be at, they'll help you once you get there, but they're not going to help you get there.
True. That's it. Yeah.
Once you get to that level, all doors open, but until you get there, those doors are closed. Just got to get there.
Gotta get there. Consistency is our key word. It's our vocab word of the day out there too, like anything else too. But hey, tell me about growing up near Oxford, Alabama, and that small town, and of course, young age, man, music and the connection there.
Yeah, so I grew up in Oxford, in the roundabout areas, Calhoun County, pretty much my whole life. I moved around a little bit, changed schools quite a bit, but wasn't like a bad kid or nothing. We just moved around a lot, and so it was kind of cool. Growing up too, I really hated my name, Pepper, for the early years in school, because everybody gets picked on about something. And man, I got teased a lot about my name, but I've realized as I've gotten older, it's it helped me in sales because I was unforgettable. You know, people remember who I was and they come back to dealerships or, you know, places where I was working in sales. But then, like, especially with music, it's such a unique name. It's not, you know, like a John or a David or a, you know, Brian or something like that. It's not an average name. So it kind of helps me stand out a little bit too with the name itself. So, you know, thank mom and dad for that. You know, it's one thing they really got right for sure. But yeah, growing up small town, I grew up in the town before it became a big town, you know, and like the last 10 years it's really blossomed and become a huge city. It eclipsed Anniston by far, which was one of the largest cities in Alabama for a long time, aside from Birmingham and like Montgomery. It just blew up, and people started moving into Oxford. The school got bigger, more people, and you know, I started playing shows around town, and you know, people liked my music, my covers, and I started writing some songs, and people was like, "Hey, I like your originals too. You should play those." And that really got me into the songwriting aspect of it. Right now, especially since being here, combined with what I wrote before moving, I'm sitting on probably 50 to 60 songs that are, I think, radio ready, you know, and really good songs. I've had the ability to write with some really good people since I got here. Just last week was writing with Corley Barker. He's a phenomenal songwriter. I'm just overwhelmed with the opportunities that I've had since being here. Got to record some songs at Dark Horse Records. Got to record some songs at We the People. And, you know, some people were telling me, hey, you know, you want to use somebody else because, you know, they're expensive. And I'm like, well, I learned a long time ago from the sales that the majority of the time in life, you get what you pay for. Yeah. And looking at the level of musicians that were there and you know, the reputation of the studio itself, I was like, you know what? I don't mind investing in me because I believe in myself. You know, so if you can't put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, then what are you doing? You know, it's like.
That's the truth. And a good saying there too, you get what you pay for, no doubt too. And that's the biggest thing is don't take the shortcuts to get to where you want to go. And like you said, when you get to that point where you've arrived, God and God alone will let you know too, because this business is ever changing. We talk about this to many musicians here on the show. Success is never guaranteed in anything we do in life, but if we don't take that chance or that risk, we'll never know what's on the other side.
Correct. You're absolutely right. And that's you know, it took me, I mean, I'm 47 years old, you know, and actually one of the songs I'm going to play for you is what all my songwriter friends have dubbed the songwriter song, which is kind of cool. It's a song I wrote called Chasing Dreams. Okay. And it really is about the story of doing what you feel called to do, but other obligations have kept you from doing that. And, you know, if you have a dream, and this is for anybody that's listening, if you have a dream, whatever it is, you want to be a painter, you want to be a race car driver, doesn't matter what that dream is. If you have a passion for it and you put all your extra energy into that and rebuild yourself through that, you know, like you said, do what you have to do to get by, but then use all your extra time instead of playing games or doing goofy stuff, like invest back into yourself, like get better at what you love to do. You'll be successful at it. And that's what I've done. I'm always constantly trying to learn more. I mean, I still take guitar lessons, you know, it's like, and it's one of those things where if you ever stop and think you're good enough, at that point, you're no longer good enough.
Very well said, my friend. Great words for somebody to kind of heed that advice too out there, no matter what line of work you're in or you want to be in, no doubt about it too as well. I tell you what, I'll let you tune that up too as well, because we're going to take a little quick time out here. We got to pay some bills here on the broadcast, as we always do here to make this possible too. Yep, we got to pay bills here on a radio show, no doubt about it too. And I tell you what, hey, Valentine's Day is coming up for all the friends out there too as well. It's February 14th. You got another announcement about February 14th. We're going to talk about here just a second here too as well. But with it being around the corner, guys, if you want to get the significant other too as well, the lady out there, the girlfriend, what have you, some good stuff out there. That perfect gift for the spouse, friend, family member. Jewelry by Tommy. It's got you covered. You can email right there on the screen. Burley System at yahoo.com today to order. Burley System at yahoo.com. If you need the graphic, you can always leave a comment in the comment box. We'll get it to you too as well, or call the station there, KKTC, and we'll get the information over to you. Jewelry by Tommy too as well. We'll take another time out. More with Pepper Brooks. It is the Backstage Pass. A word from our sponsors. Stay tuned. Performance coming up.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
The Caden Gordon Show, today's best country mix, is a 2-hour show playing independent and mainstream country music you know and love. Be sure to check it out at thecadengordonshow.com for more information on the show.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And back here on the show, the Backstage Pass, again, powered by the Sports Guys Podcast.com, out there too as well, live on that very website. And of course, KKTC True Country 99.9 and our friends over at HighTideCountry.net, the great stations that play this very radio show out there. Pepper Brooks joining us here too as well, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, the CadenGordonShow.com, today's best country mix, and of course out there at Jewelry by Tommy. I love this new EP. Before you do this performance, I'm going to ask you about the release of Everything and just what it was like to get some new music into the fans, just to the hands. People just hungry for kind of new stuff out there and kind of to begin the month of January.
Yeah, that's true, because I released I'm gonna say my first official Nashville recorded song and back in November. That's America I Miss You, which is on this EP that I put out. It has done phenomenally well. I did a little video for it for YouTube, and it's about to cross 100,000 views in like 6 weeks, which is kind of crazy. It's weird for me because I've slowly grew all my social media stuff a little bit at a time. And this is that thing where, like, when I moved here in August, I had like 95 subscribers on Facebook, and I'm like pushing 9,000 now because of this song. It's kind of crazy to know, that something that I love doing is like reaching people and they're loving it. I bet I've had close to 200 comments on that page, on that YouTube video about the song, how they love it. It's a really good song too. And then we did a Christmas song for Christmas, which kind of come in a little bit late on Christmas, but probably have to run that one back again this year for 24. But we released that, as a new one, I guess maybe. But it's a really fun Christmas song. I wrote that with Corey Lee Barker as well, and he's known for Christmas music. That's pretty much the majority of what he does. And he's like, "You ever wrote a Christmas song?" I'm like, "Yeah, no." And he's like, "We should do one." I'm like, "Well, if I'm gonna do a Christmas song, it's got to be fun. Like, I don't want it to sound like White Snow and Santa's Sleigh and everything about Christmas. Like, let's make it fun." So we did a song called "Jingling My Bells," and it's really cute. It's fun. It's upbeat. You can dance to it. Kind of a country Christmas theme. And it's been received very well. And then Everything, I actually wrote that song close to almost about a year ago, and we recorded it a little bit differently than the actual acoustic version. Changed a few things for the arrangement just to make it flow a little bit better, but it actually turned out really well. That was recorded at Dark Horse, and Dave Hagen produced that for me, and he's a phenomenal producer. Which leads me to the next song that's coming out February 14th, which he also produced. I have gotten all rights and release so that I can legally put it out there. I have re-recorded the popular song by Journey, Faithfully. I actually had a short conversation today with Jonathan Cain about it, and he's looking forward to hearing it. And that just kind of makes you feel good as an artist, like when you're covering something that's a staple of songs that everyone knows the song. And I did a version of it that is definitely a country version. It's the same lyrics, it's just the whole mechanics of it's different. And to have someone who have the original artist, the writer of the song, kind of give you a thumbs up and say, "Hey, looking forward to seeing what this is like." Yeah, it's kind of surreal. Like I'm pinching myself today. It's like.
Well, and you should too as well. A legend in the business, such as Jonathan Cain, and of course what their band did. Well, I'll tell you what. What's up first? That new single? Or we're talking about something like Everything. What are you going to play first?
Yeah, I think I'm going to share a song with you that I haven't released yet.
All right.
My top string's acting up, so I may have to not hit the top string today for some reason. This is a Chasing Dream song I was telling you about. I'm going to play this one for you first, and hope you guys like it. I'm not sure how good the sound quality comes on the phone here, but hopefully it won't sound too bad.
There we go.
Still acting crazy. I apologize, man. This guitar is not wanting to cooperate. I totally apologize.
It's all good, brother. Like I said, sometimes those instruments don't want to cooperate. It's like technology out there. When you need it the most, it doesn't come through. Or anyway, too. If it doesn't, we'll just talk about the song. If it does, we'll have you play it on here. Not a problem.
I think I about got it figured out. Man, I tell you what, would be my luck. Hang on, I'm gonna put you on just for a second.
All right.
Let's see if this will pick it up. A little tuner that I got on my.
No problem. Take your time.
All right.
Tell you what, while you do that, Pepper, we'll definitely take a quick time out here on the show too, pay some more bills, get some more spots in there too as well for our great folks that make the show possible too, and you'll get everything tuned up. We'll come back with a performance again. PepperBrooksMusic.com is the website you can follow out there too, and of course, right now, everything is the current EP you just put out back on January.
Grab the guitar. Be right back.
17th. They grab another guitar, and we're going to grab another timeout here on the show, presented by Bangtail Whiskey and our friends, the CadenGordonShow.com. Today's best country mix and jewelry by Tommy. Let's get that word in right now too as well, because if you want that perfect gift for Valentine's Day, fellas, get your lady something there. It's around the corner, February 14th. That perfect gift for your spouse, friend, or family member. Jewelry by Tommy, as you covered. Email burleysystem@yahoo.com today to order. If you need that, send us a message. We'll get you over that email. Another quick timeout performance coming up from Pepper Brooks. Stay tuned for a little bit more.
The Caden Gordon Show is a 2-hour show playing the best in country music. So check it out at thecadengordonshow.com. Again, that is thecadengordonshow.com.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. Hey, back here with Pepper Brooks on the show. And
Yeah, I think I got him now, probably.
it's all good there. Get a little time out. Sponsors in, brother. It's all yours. And take it away.
All right, this is Chasing Dreams, guys. Hope you guys enjoy this. Folks say that I was too damn old. Chase this dream out on the road. It seems like a long time ago. I had this plan, don't you know? I'd get into this little town. I find a girl and settle down. I spend my free time writing songs until the day I prove I'm wrong. But nobody sees me when I cry, when I'm all alone at night. It's not as bad as it seems. I'm still out here chasing dreams. You know that girl, she up and left. I can still feel her breath blowing on me just like the wind. I wish this pain would finally end. Music and life can be real hard. You keep living in the dark. I got my feet firm on the ground. Know what goes comes back around. Nobody sees me when I cry. When I'm all alone at night, it's not as bad as it seems. I'm still out here chasing dreams. Say the dreams won't chase themselves. I don't have too many left. It's hard to know what this life means when you're still out here chasing dreams. I spend my free time writing songs. I still ain't yet proved them wrong. It's not as bad as it seems. I'm still out here chasing dreams. Still out here chasing dreams.
That's how I get Pepper Brooks, chasing dreams out there. We're all doing it every single day of our life, or at least we should be, right? No doubt about it.
Yeah, sure.
Pepper Brooks here on the Backstage Pass, again, presented by our friends at Bangtail Whiskey, the CadenGordonShow.com, today's best country mix, and of course out there, jewelry by Tommy. Valentine's Day coming up. Check out Burley System at Yahoo.com too as we count down to the CRS days. And Pepper's going to be joining us there in Nashville too as well, probably somewhere. The Omni Hotel will be hidden somewhere. And some corner out there too as well, doing our best interviews of Nashville's best and brightest artists. Hey, let me ask you, you talked about giving up that dream to pursue music in full time. How many of us want to do that with our job we really enjoy compared to what we have to do to pay?
Absolutely.
Give me some of those challenges in the industry as you kind of, people can say some things I've heard, no so many times. And I think if there's one field, I mean, much less radio probably falls right in there too as well, but you got to go through the 10 no's or the 15 no's to get to that one yes. But a lot of the fans don't see the challenges you guys have as an artist. A lot of it may be glitz and glamour, things like that. But
even like the artists that are like at the top of their game, like your Luke Combs or Tim McGraw's, those people, I mean, they still face challenges like that, things that I don't even know about yet. I'm not there. They, the level of stress and the hurdles that they have to climb, they have the tools to do it with, but those are bigger problems than what I deal with. Like having to juggle a family plus, fly to California and spend 3 nights there and fly back. They got all kind of stuff that I'm not even dealing with yet. I will be dealing with, but just not yet. Yeah. But the thing I've learned, I always preach consistency. I was in sales for so many years. I trained people, and I would tell people all the time, like, I don't care how much talent you have, consistency and work ethic will outwin talent all day long. It's a matter of, as I learned in sales, it's the law of large numbers. It's like, they're talking about 10 no's, sometimes it's 100 no's. That's where a lot of folks get discouraged. But I've learned that in my life in general, if you stay consistent, someone will say yes. Someone will open the door. Someone will give you an opportunity. But the problem with most people, they feel defeated at no. The word no to them is like failure. And, we learned in sales a long time ago, no just means next opportunity.
Yeah, that's true.
And one of my favorite quotes in life is Thomas Jefferson. It took him, he invented the light bulb, was one of the main things he's credited for. But someone asked him, a reporter for the New York Times or the Herald or whatever it was before, it was popular back then. They said, how could he consider himself a successful scientist when he failed like 700 and something times to make a light bulb work? And his response, I'll never, you know, it resonates with me constantly. He says, I didn't fail 715 times. I successfully proved 715 ways it wouldn't work.
I love that.
So it's like, but I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, this man spent 5 years of his life trying to develop just one thing, you know, because he knew he could do it. Like, he knew he had it in him to do it. He had to fail what we would consider failure. He had to not succeed 715 times to finally get it right.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes that. Sometimes it takes someone, you know, knocking a door every day for a year before someone says, okay, sure. Like, let's see what you got.
Yeah.
And then people say, oh, you had overnight success. Like, no, you don't realize the years that I put into this. It's just, you know, people say that you're lucky or this, that, and the other. And I don't believe in luck, but I do have a definition for it, which is where preparation meets opportunity.
Right.
So if you're prepared, opportunity comes. It looks like luck. But in reality, it's only luck to those who didn't see the hard work that went behind it. So,
I read somewhere too, and I know that, and you really sound like that. It really fits the profile. You spent a little time in the U.S. Army. Is that correct?
I did. Total of 6 years. It was interesting.
I want to get a little bit more backstory on how that, because that, you know, something like that. Also, the competition, the consistency, you know, putting your life on the line, things like that too as well, and then taking on a job while in the Army. Tell what that does to kind of shape you now as a musician.
Yeah, I mean, like, I will say, like, when I went in the military right out of high school, you know, I didn't really, my dad wasn't really in my life growing up, so there wasn't like that true disciplinary figure role model in my life. And it took me through basic and AIT to finally break, I would say, when I was in the military. But just like anybody, they break anybody that goes in there. But it wasn't that they don't break you in the sense of, like, they're just trying to get all the bad habits you have out. Yeah. They're not trying to change who you are as a person. But once you learn true self-discipline, then you can elevate your work ethic, and everything in your life starts to get better if you're self-disciplined. Like right now, with me being a full-time musician, so like Monday through Friday, like where most people go to a bank, do a job, you know, 9 to 5, like my 9 to 5's at home, you know, so I have a small studio, which I'm actually in right now upstairs in my house. And I make a point to every morning, like at 8 o'clock, I'm up here, you know, and I spend 4 or 5 hours a day, every day. If I'm just answering emails, talking to folks on, you know, talk shows like this, or writing a new song, or just practicing guitar, piano. It's doing something every day toward my craft so that I continually get sharper, like, so that the edge doesn't get dull. So when the opportunity does come and I have that opportunity to present my stuff for someone like a label or someone like that, and they're like, well, hey, that's a great song, but do you have any more? I'm like, yeah, like, here you go. Here they are. It's like, and then they're like, wow, you got enough for a few albums. I'm like, yes, I do. Let's get to work.
You know, it's like, some samples here, some samples there, and you're like,
yeah, you know, and that's what they want. You know, they don't want to have to. Nowadays, they don't want to have to bring someone they have to groom. They don't want to groom you. That they might sharpen you up a little bit, but they pretty much want you like the way you are. And, you know, social media has kind of driven a lot of it for a while, and some of these bigger labels are actually realizing that the social media driven stuff isn't quite as good as, like, per se, like really good music, like authentic music. So, you know, you might have somebody that comes out there that does a really good song on YouTube or TikTok, and somebody wants to sign them when they do that, and like they realize that that's all they can do is that one song. Yeah. You know, and then it hurts the industry in a way, in my opinion, because you have people who are just trying to get TikTok famous or famous off their Facebook reels and all that. And not saying that they're not talented, but they're not putting the work in. They're really not. I mean, they're doing a reel a day for 2 years. You know, they're being consistent in that. And that's really what's getting them their subscribers and their followers, is the consistency of it. It's not, like I said, consistency wins out over talent all the time. There are people in all genres of music, country, rock, you name it, that aren't that talented, but they're successful.
Yeah.
You know, and
they know what they're doing. Yeah.
They know how to manage it. And I learned real quick moving here that, you know, it's called the music business for a reason. And that business part's huge.
Yeah.
It's the biggest part of it. The music's like, you know, the appetizer. The business aspect is the meal, and the rest of the 5-course meal. You know, there's a lot more to it than people think, you know, and it's just learning all you can. I just absorb all the information I can like a sponge, talk to anybody I can. Like, any opportunity that I get to share my music or share my story with somebody, I'm willing to do it, you know. So and I feel like it'll happen. My dream will come true eventually. Just out here chopping wood, and, you know, eventually that tree will come down.
That's it, brother. No doubt about it, too. Well, I know you got another performance. I still got to get rapid fire in coming up here in a little bit. We get to know you more on that personal side of things, too. But we're going to hear something off of the Everything album, or something to the brand new?
So this song is what's coming out Valentine's Day.
All right.
I'm going to show you the acoustic version of it. The album version is a little bit subtle, more subtle. It's got a little fiddle in it, some steel guitar, which I don't have access to right now. But I was able to re-record the song "Faithfully" by Journey, and everyone that's heard it so far is just in love with it. I'm hoping that when Mr. Jonathan Kane gets here later on tonight, that he'll sign off on it too and give me a thumbs up. This is the song that you already know, "Faithfully."
Here we go.
How we're on to the midnight sun. Wheels go round and round on my mind. Restless hearts sleep alone the night, sending all my love along the wire. Say that the road ain't no place to start a family. Right down the line, it's been you and me. The music man ain't always what it's supposed to be. Oh, girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours. Faithfully. Circus the night under this big top world. We all need the clouds to make us smile. Through space and time, always another show. Wondering where I am, lost without you. Being apart ain't easy on this love affair. Two strangers learn to fall in love again. I get the joy of rediscovering you. Oh, girl, you stand by me. I'm forever yours. Faithfully. Faithfully. I'm still young. Faithfully, I'm still young. I'm forever yours. Faithfully. Faithfully.
I love it. Pepper Brooks making Journey and Jonathan Kane very proud on Faithfully coming up February 14th. And I think that's a great performance there. Doing it justice, man. That's a good big part of it right there too. Here on the Backstage Pass KKTC True Country 99.9 and of course HighTideCountry.net. Always the Sports Guys podcast.com. Hey, speaking of sports, wild weekend yesterday for the conference championship game. I didn't get to see much of it. Watch some highlights here and there, but hey, the big game, because we can't use the other word here on the radio side of it too, coming up there, number 58 in here in a couple of weeks, the 11th of February. Vegas, who's your pick so far? I know the early line's out there. Who you got?
Man, I'm gonna go with San Francisco. I just feel like they got it this year, man. I mean, Kansas City's found a way to win the last 2 games they played. I mean, they were trailing, and they come back, but I think overall, all year long, I've said the most consistent teams were the Ravens and San Francisco. That was who my pick was for the Super Bowl to begin with, like 5-8 weeks ago, and the Ravens just kind of fell a little short in that game. But I think San Francisco is going to pull it out, man. I think they're overall on both sides of the ball. I think they're just too dominant.
All right, so when I get to, I have to agree with that too. I'm going to go with San Francisco right now, just early on, and especially my morning show host there, KKTC. She's a terrific lady. Shelly's a huge Niners fan, so I got to say that. So she'll keep putting me on the air too. That's a good thing right there.
Nice.
We keep promoting the shows too, so she loves the Niners. So when you get to right there in Nashville, when you get down for an event like CRS, and I know for me, we get so hungry after doing so many of these interviews, and we get to go out and kind of experience the restaurants. So I know for me, I got to have Hattie B's hot chicken sandwich for this one. I missed it last year. I got out of line, never got back in, the one on Broadway.
Oh,
but
man.
Where are some of your favorite spots to eat at in Nashville?
Man, I like the pub down in the Gulch. It's a little Irish pub bar. It's good, man. Their food's really good. They have if you go, I learned don't order the large fish and chips. It's a piece of fish. It's about 14 inches long, about the size of your hand. Like it's like this big. It's huge. So I've ate at other places, they say a large is like, about 8-10 ounces something, and I get a large. It's probably a good 20 ounces of fish. And but it's delicious. I love it. I know the atmosphere is great. Of course, I play at Bar Louie some too, which is right across the street down in the Gulf. But there's so many good places. Martin's Barbecue is really good, which we actually got one right here in Spring Hill, which I love. It's like 2 blocks from the house.
My first year covering at CRS, I had Martin's, and that was
it's good. Their brisket's amazing, man. Like it's unreal. Like it's so good.
That was good stuff.
I'm a sucker for barbecue.
Me too, no doubt. Being from Texas, and like I said, seeing a different trend between Texas and Tennessee barbecue, which Tennessee right now. I love Martin's, no doubt. Favorite toppings on a Pepper Brooks pizza? What goes on it?
Man, you can think I'm crazy. Like my favorite pizza right now is probably a Papa John's, if I can say that on the air. It's the veggie pizza on thin crust, and I add chicken to it, so it's like a chicken vegetable pizza. Thin crust makes it really crispy. It's really, really, really good. Very, very not, and also very healthy at the same time. So, so I've been trying to eat a little bit better the last few months, and lose a few here and there.
We're all trying to do that too, brother. No doubt. Tonight
it's hard when there's food all around.
Yeah, it is. I'm gonna do like some tilapia tonight, some fish, like baked or grilled, really, and then some I don't get into like the broccoli stuff too, but grilled broccoli, whatever. Just I'm trying to do a little bit better with certain things.
Everyone says the greens are important, man. Like that, if you're trying to get healthier, like the more green stuff you can put in your diet, the better. Whether it be, I'm not a big fan of kale, but like broccoli, asparagus, green beans, anything greens, super good. So I'm trying to get better, eat more of that too myself.
No doubt, brother. No doubt too. Well, hey, I tell you what, man, I appreciate the time here on the show coming up today too as well. Great performances. Faithfully comes out February 14th. I look forward to seeing you in Music City for the Country Radio Seminar. Best of luck with everything out there across all those platforms. That 3-song EP that you guys can go download right now. Hope you enjoyed the chat, my friend. Let's do it again. I'll see you in Nashville.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. God bless, man. Thank you.
Got it. Pepper Brooks here on the show, pepperbrooksmusic.com. Thanks to all our sponsors out there, too, as well, for making the show possible. Of course, tomorrow, Lexi James coming on the Backstage Pass. Always good to catch up with her. And coming up here in a few weeks, you know him, you love him, Wade Hayes, right here on the Backstage Pass. Old school. Doesn't get more old school than that for country music, too, as well. We'll see you guys on the flip side tomorrow, 4 o'clock. Same bat time, same bat channel. The Sports Guys Podcast.com, HighTideCountry.net in Oklahoma, and, of course, out there in Ski Town, KKTC True Country 99.9. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.